It's the first week of spring and the rainforest is waking from rest. We live on the edge of an ancient volcano crater, and at this time of year, the mountains hold this magical force. The fireflies are always the first sign of the shifting season. Their ethereal light throbbing beneath the canopy seems to illuminate the forest into a spell. The dragonflies adorn our skin like jewels. The last hazy light blankets the cliff faces, and the water flows soft from the mountains above. This week has been hot, so we've spent a lot of time exploring the creeks and finding crystals beneath the blue waters. It's such a childlike joy to find a geode, sparkling in the spring sun. It was my birthday this week, so I've been contemplating the passing of time. I turned 25, which feels like such an adult age. The truth is that I still feel like such a kid, and I'm often left wondering if I'll ever feel like an adult. I used to be embarrassed of my immaturity, because I think that we're taught from a young age to act above our age and approach life with this seriousness. I've recently realized, though, that what some would call my immaturity, but I call my childlike wonder, is actually my strength. Just this week, I played in creeks for hours. One night, when the fireflies were dancing through the forest, I followed them wherever they would take me. I ended up deep in the bush with no light, crying tears of joy at the hundreds of buzzing fireflies pulsing into the silent rhythm of the rainforest. Yesterday, when I was supposed to be fencing a new paddock for our goats, I found a vine that sat above the forest like a swing, so I played in it for an hour. I always thought that my distractions and my childishness were a bad thing, but now I've realized that it's actually a connection to joy and wonder. It's funny, really, that we're encouraged to lose this awe for the world as we grow. So, at 25 years old, I still splash and play in the streams. I follow insects into the forest. And I see wonder in the smallest things. I am proud to be childish, immature, and naive. I am proud to still hold the wonder or an inspiration that a child does, and move through the world with that gentleness.
There's a belly flop. I'm like the noisiest dog. I'm not very good at that. I wasn't even from a heart. Because I do the Olympics. Maybe there should be Olympics with dad diving.
We wrote a lot about childlike wonder in our book. Here is a chapter that I think about often as I swim deep into the afternoon shadows. With the enormity of this newfound knowledge, time seemed to move at a gentle pace. A tender tide of moments washed over us softly. In an unhurried rhythm, unaware of itself, each day was full of lessons and teachings, forming a tight weave of existence. As we grew older, the momentum built. In the repetition and monotony of our adult lives, time has no place to slow. Time moves so fast now, and we're carried by its torrent. It does not curl at the banks of new knowledge. It rushes forward and takes us with it. Now we remember to always flow with the tides of time. We wander, play, climb trees, explore, and sit quietly, approaching each moment with wonder and awe. Tracing the strands of a spider's web, we understand the weave of being, the tangled and interlaced thread that constructs our lives. Like a map, the web circles us. Each lesson or memory is marked by a new strand of silk. As children, the strands were tight in their weave, encompassing us closely. They were anchored by moments of meaning. As we age, these memories become further apart from one another. Every experience is a little less connected, but a distinct pattern emerges. A web of memories and lessons woven by time. If we are intentional with the days we are given, we can keep this weave of existence tight. In the closeness of small moments, lessons, and continued learning, time becomes endless. So we fill our days with exploration and creativity. Life under the mountain is slow and repetitive, but in this we are fulfilled by the immense expanse of possibility. We make paintings and sew gowns, write poems and sketch the seasons. We create for no reason but the perspective it brings. With time on our hands, we flow with the beauty of boredom and keep learning as a child does, finding that deep reflection. Each day, each hardship, and each joy is a lesson that gives time a place to slow. We understand this life as a woven web of interlaced moments, and we create simple memories each day, worthy to remember. The little lambs are growing fast. It's so beautiful to watch them seeing the world for the first time. This innocence always inspiring us.
I can't believe that Aphrodite gave birth to twins. It's so special and they're both so beautiful. And Lanky Boy never leaves far. Lanky Boy is Aphrodite's twin. And whenever she gives birth, he always is here to help. He's her best friend. Aren't you, Lanky Boy? But he also gets jealous because I've had Aphrodite.
For the first few days after they were born, there was a flood and constant rain. It was wet and fog hid each mountain from view. Then the sun came out, mist dancing in the light. I've always thought of mist and sun as a battle, a grand fight of the elements where one will win. Either the clouds will fill the sky and cloak the sun from view, or the sunlight will evaporate the beams of mist and shine unbroken beams below. Now, as the mist rises and falls, forms and evaporates, grows and fades, I see that it's a dance, not a battle. The sun takes the clouds by hand, swirling and spinning in harmony. Nature knows how to play like a child. Each turn of the seasons or change in the weather is painted with beauty and joy. A week of rain turned into an endless sunny spring, and the lambs played in the soft new light. Until now, they hadn't really experienced sun. In their short life, it had been filled with rainy days. Can you imagine feeling the warmth of sunshine on your skin for the first time?
She's so friendly. We've never had a sheep be this friendly after they give birth. Normally they get very protective over the lambs, but she's so trusting, so she kind of knows that we're here to care for the lambs. And she loves the good scratches.
In their presence, I feel so much wonder for these simple things. I feel like I'm experiencing the world for the first time with them, and expanding in the wonder.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, look, you broke it a little bit, but you laid in it. My ducks never lay eggs, and Mum always makes fun of me because her chickens actually lay eggs, and my ducks are supposed to lay 1 egg a day, their breed, but they don't, and I think they just lay in the bush somewhere and then forget where they laid the egg, and then it goes rotten and explodes. But today they laid 1 egg, so this is a very big day. This firefly just flew to our door, and I saw the flashing as I was eating dinner, and I think it got stuck in a spider's web, so I just released it. I got all of the web off, and I'm hoping that it will fly away now, but it needs a little bit of time to rest on my finger first. It's so beautiful to see it so up close. I've never seen one so close before.
After the rain, the fireflies emerged from the forest floor. It is a spring phenomenon in this rainforest, these real-life fairies dancing through the mountains like stars fallen beneath the horizon. In the mornings after the rain, mist continues to rise from the hills. After moving home 4 years ago now, I feel like we've begun to notice these seasonal changes woven into each year. Each season, I notice a new pattern in nature, the green shoots of new growth like halos across the skyline, or how spring mist dances differently to summer's thick clouds of fog.
I've been doing a drawing almost every single day. Hi Clover, hello! Almost every day, and I think the practice has really been so good for me. It's so beautiful to just spend some time sat down every day, and I find myself out here for sometimes only 5 minutes, sometimes an hour, just staring at mist and really appreciating those beautiful little moments and then sketching them down and writing something about them. And I find that I find so much beauty in the world by just sitting still for a little bit. This practice has really forced me to do that.
The world moves pretty fast, and drawing lets me slow it. Stroke by stroke, sketch by sketch, I feel like I'm retraining my brain from the fast pace that often grips me. It lets me reflect on my day instead, and find meaning in the small things. I thought that I would run out of ideas pretty fast, but the practice has let me find inspiration everywhere. And I've almost filled a whole book with my thoughts, drawings and reflections. Mostly, it's taught me to notice, or actively search for beauty each day. I keep noticing things that I probably wouldn't have seen before, like the gradient of the sky or the shimmer of the river, and feeling this overwhelming sense of beauty that I need to draw and document it. It's incredible how this small practice has completely changed the way I navigate my everyday life now. I go through the day more open and ready to witness the wonder of this world. So, my question for you is, do you have a routine or a simple habit that has changed your life?
Most of the time I just end up hanging out with you, don't I?
Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, you can purchase our book in the link in our description. The music in this video is by Indira Elias, and you can find her links in our description too. Thank you so much to our patrons for your support on our journey of care and restoration.